Technologically advanced battle tanks made in Germany and England, namely the Leopard 2 and Challenger 2, have arrived in Ukraine. Can the arrival of the war vehicles overwhelm Russia against Ukraine? As reported, 18 units of Leopard 2 battle tanks were sent after the Ukrainian army was trained on how to use them. "I am sure that the tank will make a decisive contribution," said German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius as quoted by VOA News, Wednesday, the 4th of May 2023. At the same time, the Minister of Defense of Ukraine, Alexei Reznikov, announced on Twitter about the arrival of Challenger 2. He also thanked British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Defense Minister Ben Wallace. "These fantastic machines will soon begin their combat mission," wrote Alexei. More tanks will be delivered to Ukraine. Boris said that a total of 160 tanks would be sent by NATO countries to help Ukraine. Experts assess that the assistance of these tanks will greatly help Ukraine. Currently, the Ukrainian army is in a defensive position against more than 300,000 Russian soldiers. When they can deploy better tanks like the Leopard, they can break through and counterattack. Currently, they are struggling to defend the Bakhmut area, said Harb Blizhin, Commander EU training for Ukrainian soldiers. But in the near future, it is considered that Ukraine will not be able to carry out a major counterattack on Russian positions because the number of tanks from the west is not yet sufficient. Right now, maybe not enough, but still quite significant. 1 or 2 battalions can pave the way, said Patrick Berry, a military expert from the University of Bath. The president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, is also still waiting. "We are still waiting for ammunition from our partners to arrive. We cannot yet send our brave soldiers to the front without tanks, artillery and long-range missiles," he said. According to Berry, the new weapon must be used in good coordination in order to be effective against Russia. According to him, the question is, can Ukraine protect, use and concentrate Western weapons in such a way that they can penetrate Russian lines? It's not just about tanks. It's about armored infantry fighting vehicles. They accompany tanks. It's also about the bullets they need for their weapons, he said. With the war still looking like it would last a long time, another important factor was the morale of the soldiers. The thing to look for is morale and cohesion, because you still have to have the will to fight even if you are bombarded, said Berry. According to him, the Ukrainian army may be more enthusiastic than the Russians, and this could determine the course of the war. In addition to the 18 tanks, sources said 40 Marder infantry fighting vehicles and 2 German armored vehicles had also reached Ukraine. Meanwhile, 3 Leopard tanks donated by Portugal have also arrived there. Not only that, British aid Challenger tanks have been seen. "The tank is in the hands of our friends in Ukraine as promised and on time," added Boris. The German army has trained Ukrainian crews to use the A6 variant of the Leopard 2. The tank was specifically designed to match the Russian main battle tank, the T-90. The advantages include being easy to maintain and fuel efficient, compared to most other tanks made in the West. The Leopard 2 was introduced in 1979. About 3,600 Leopard 2 of various types have been built since then. The Leopard 2 is also manufactured under license in 3 other countries and is operated in 21 countries. The most common variant is the Leopard 2A4, with the latest being the Leopard 2A7+. The Leopard 2 was designed by Krauss-Maffei. The gun was made by Rheinmetall, and the engine was made by MTU Friedrichshafen. Apart from Germany and Britain, the United States has also promised to deploy M1 Abrams tanks soon. In the latest development, the Pentagon will expedite the delivery of Abrams tanks to Ukraine of an older model. Previously, the model to be delivered was the M1A2 Abrams, but the estimated manufacturing time was 2 years. Because of this, the version to be shipped was changed to the M1A1, which is already available and easier to maintain.